Well, hello everyone. Welcome to another video. Today we are giving the newest information on Brave Exvius that just came out, not but mere 57 minutes ago. And you may be wondering, wait, why do things look a little bit different on your screen? That's not right. It's not in the frame. What could possibly be going wrong? Why does this game look like it's running so smoothly? It looks so nice. It looks so HD. I wonder. What could he be? Could it be? Yes, that is right, everyone. As you can see here, there has been a little... Today, it finally came out. We have the PC version of Final Fantasy Brave Exvius for the Japanese side, which is really exciting. I've just gotten it. I've just installed it. It was super easy to install, and it runs beautifully. It absolutely runs just incredible. It runs very, very smooth. I'm even a little surprised how smooth it seems to be running. But it runs like a dream. The load times are super fast. There's no lag on input. Of course, I've only just started using it, but this was the first big piece of news. So let's go into the second piece of news, which is that on the 20th, we will be seeing a brand new raid. Now, this raid is a Brave Exvius raid. So for those of you who are... Okay, so maybe the app isn't quite perfect yet. I can't seem to... Oh! I scroll with the wheel. Ooh, fancy. Fancy. Anyway. This raid is not going to have any limited time units, first of all, so anyone who is spouting that crap, please stop it. It is not true. The units are Brave Exvius units, so they will be forever in the pool. They are not limited time. With that being said, it does start on the 20th, and the equipment we will be seeing from this one is, it might be okay for some people. An accessory that gives 100 HP, 50 MP, 25 attack and magic, and 5 defense is pretty strong and good for getting some parameter missions, probably especially the MP one. You don't want to miss on that accessory. An accessory that gives 20% to attack and defense, just good for attackers if you're needing it. A sword with 64 attack and a gun with 56 attack. All in all, not bad, I have to say. Now, there are no free units that come in the raid pool this time, so a little bit disappointing, but hey, it means that maybe you have a better chance of getting Trust Moogle because they aren't clogging it with base units that you don't want. Although Choo Choo was cute, and I'm happy that I got 10,000 of him. Now, as for the new units, we are getting one hell. Now, this is the Orders, which have basically been kind of the enemy group for the entirety of Season 2. Or most of it. Anyway, the point is that we are going to see a double 5-star going to 7-star on this banner. And the first one is Ego, or Ego. Ego. Anyway. So, the first thing you'll note is that this girl is riding a frickin' Malboro. So that should pretty much tell you exactly what this unit is going to be. TMR-wise, she gets a 20% to MP, 40% attack when equipped with a whip. So she will be a whip user. Now that kind of makes her questionable for how strong she will be, but we'll have to wait and see the modifiers before we get too excited or too depressed. And the other thing is that her super TMR is basically really nice. It is a two-handed whip. That's right. She's going to be true dual-hand whip on this one. Oh yes, that's right. There is something extra about her TMR as well, which is it's not just 20% MP and 40% attack. It is a percent true dual hand too. So probably going to be about... It's probably going to be 50%. So if you consider how good her whip is, and if she can equip any other true dual hand weapons, she should be fairly damn strong. Fairly damn strong. Now, her limit burst is an AoE nuke that has a chance to apply any ailment. And when it says any ailment, I wonder if it can do stop and charm as well. Or berserk. If it can do Stop, Charm, or Berserk, say hello to the newest scumbag unit in Arena forever. There is no protection against Berserk. There is nothing you can really do against it. So, I'm gonna wait and see the data, but that's potentially very interesting. In her skill kit, she has Bad Breath, an AoE, Debuff, Puke. Okay. Ice, Light, and Dark Imperil, and unlocks Bad Breath for 1 turn. Bad Breath is the same as the above, but with DOT, which I think means damage on turn, so it has a persisting effect. So, kind of a use an ability, then unlock an ability, which is maybe interesting. She has an ability called Ground Whip, which is a single target Earth Nuke with Earth Imperil, and it fills her limit burst. So that's kind of cool. Now, honestly, all of the status effects might be mostly used in Arena, but if she can Charm and has a good percentage to Charm or Stop or Berserk, I'm curious if that will potentially be good for some bosses. Maybe, but probably not. So I wouldn't get too excited about that, but if her damage is high enough, she could be a decent attacker. We'll have to wait and see. Now, in her 7-star, she gets a self-attack buff up, which is quoted as having a long uptime. So, a high attacker that can do some imperiling with a already element single target nuke ability that also can buff herself for a long time. Again, interesting. It also clears all status down debuffs and gives her status debuff resist. So, her 7-star could be interesting too. And next up is Nagi. And Nagi is, I mean, we're just going to keep saying these are interesting units. First of all, her hat is a 35 attack, 35 magic, which is great if you have any hybrid units and you're not looking to do the whole EX point thing to get, EX units, then, it's not 60 attack and 60 magic, but hey, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Either way, the TMR hat seems pretty nice in general if you're looking for equipment for mages or for hybrid units or attacker units. 35 attack on a hat ain't bad, especially because it still has some defense and spirit to offer too. Now, her super TMR is a materia, 20% attack, 50% magic, and a percent equipped attack when dual wielding or true dual wielding. Question mark? I'm not entirely sure what that means. Basically, the materia gives 20% attack and 50% magic guaranteed. That's pretty nice. When it also gives a percent equip attack with dual wield, that's nice too. So I'm guessing it's going to be a 50-50%, which is very strong for hybrid units. But my question is, true dual wield? What is true dual wield? Is something new being added to the game very shortly? Gonna have to wait and see, but it's interesting to say the least. Now, in her kit... Ooh, I can't drag and drop with this, so that's kind of confusing. Now, in her kit, her limit burst is a single target nuke with a self-attack and magic up, so we can pretty much confirm that this girl is going to be a hybrid unit, so I'm interested in her to say the least. She has an AoE water nuke, she has a single target light nuke with imperil, and a single target dark nuke with imperil. So that's 3 elements you can cover. An AoE nuke with a chance of poison, confuse, blind, ice, and wind imperil. So she can work with quite a few teams, and I'm curious what the imperil will end up being. Also, in her 7-star, she has a single target dark nuke that has a high multiplier, whatever that means. So, looks like she will be dishing out a lot of dark damage. She's also going to be a hybrid unit. Gotta say, interested in Nagi. Very interested in Nagi. Now, next up is our 4 to 6-star unit, which is Noruzu. No, didn't even come close to reading that. Zoruru and Deruru. Their TMR is a 20% attack materia with 40% spirit when equipped with an instrument, 30% attack when equipped with a bow. So essentially their materia is a 50% attack equip bonus for any user with a bow. We have to see a good person who can really equip with a bow. There might be some decent options. Kind of nice to see some cool piece of equipment for bow users. Also, the 40% spirit isn't bad either. If you could get some kind of single-handed bow in this game, plus a 40% spirit and a single-handed instrument, this would be kind of interesting. Now, as such, their limit burst is in AoE damage and spirit down. They are classed as a supporter, AoE damage, regen song, all stats, buff song, and an AoE defense spirit break with fire, thunder, wind, and light imperil. Probably won't be anything too noteworthy, but could be interesting. If not, they are totally... one of them's a ninja, one of them's S&M, so there you go. And last but not least is Galuz. Galuz, who is our 3 to 5 star unit, has a two-handed greatsword as a TMR, 130 attack with 10 defense. That is a really good true dual-hand weapon for anybody who is just starting the game and needs true dual-hand equipment easily. That's actually really nice. Now, he is classed as an attacker with a single target nuke, an AoE nuke, single target critical hit, earth imperil, defense break, and a chance of sleep, with a limit burst at single target damage. Probably won't be anything special, but that TMR, a two-handed greatsword with 130 attack, no element, and an extra 10% defense, there might be a place for that. Speaking of which, how about getting these units? Well, as it turns out, there is a step up, but it is not the same type of step up we have seen. As a matter of fact, this is a brand new type of step up. So, you get one go at this step up, and there are 3 steps at 5,000 lapis per go. Now, so that means you are going to be spending a total of 15k lapis on all of this, and you are basically getting free 3 11 pulls out of this. Now, the first 2 don't have anything special on them. Basically, the first step, you are going to get a 10+1 and 5% on banner trust moogles. So basically, you're going to get 6 trust moogles for units that are on this banner. I really don't like this in step 1. You'll probably get a lot from the raid anyway, unless they're canceling them in the raid, which I don't think so. So, step 1 doesn't seem that great. Step 2 is a little bit more interesting. Not only do you get the 10+1 summon, you also get 2 equipments. A whip with 95 attack and a chance of ailments, not to mention 15% extra attack and HP on ego, and a claw, which gives 105 attack, 70 magic, auto magic, and spirit buff on Nagi. Now, if you were looking for a good hybrid piece of equipment, I have to say the claw is definitely nice. It might be a little bit nicer if it was true dual hand, but if she ends up being a dual wield unit like her kit looks to be, then I gotta say, hey, that's pretty nice. It's almost really nicely balanced too for Nagi too. So I gotta say, kind of like that. And step 3, of course, you will either get a guaranteed Nagi or a guaranteed ego. For 15k lapis, it's not bad getting a guaranteed rainbow. As it turns out, the 5% can give you only 1 rainbow in about 55 pulls, which seems to be pretty bad luck. So the guaranteed here seems kind of nice in general, but in terms of whether I think this banner's any good, I'm going to wait and see what the percentages look like before I fully commit to this. I have to say that I think both Nagi and Ego look interesting in their kit, as well as their equipment, as well as their TMRs. It's kind of nice that we're getting a little bit of support for whip users, as well as a true dual hand whip. We are getting a true dual hand whip before a true dual hand katana. What the fuck? Anyway, at least I don't think there's been a true dual-hand whip. Let me just look here. So, yeah. It's interesting to say the least, the idea of a brand new type of step-up banner that is giving equipment for the units that you could get on it, but the general no rate up kinda hurts a little bit with this. Obviously, you could get lucky and get multiple, but with only one go at this, it's kind of going to be really bad if you only get one of them. So, not quite sure how much I like this, even though I like that we are getting some of the order units to finally show them their asses up. So as it was said earlier, the AND app, if you go to AND app, you can basically download the program onto your computer and be running Brave Exvius. Now, it should be noted that anything that you have for money on your Android or iPhone cannot be used in the AND app. So you basically, while Lapis can transfer over, how do I say this? It's a little bit different to buy Lapis on here, I believe. So that is something worth noting. But it is nice to see the PC version and see the PC version running so damn smooth. Matter of fact, this is just beautiful. Never going to use BlueStacks except for doing poll videos anymore. So what else? Well, the raid event is getting added, new units are being added, but there will be some bug fixes, but there's one other piece of quality of life that we are getting in this patch, and that will be raid summons will now be up to 100 units at a time. So if you've been tired of doing 50 polls through about 500,000 currency, it's going to be twice as fast now, which is super cool, seeing that we got quality of life upgrade of just having all that space for all those non-usable units. And yeah, it's going to be really handy. In general, I gotta say the raid looks cool. I don't have any problems with the raid with the new units. I'm just curious to see how good they will be. And so, just to quickly show off, let's just show off a little bit more of the PC version. And why not? Because there is a raid event happening this week on the JP side, or not a raid, a special arena week, I should say, which is quite possible one of the most horrible arena events we've ever seen, but let's see how fast we can run this game. Alright, so we'll pick that. The only way to win this week is to play dirty. Alright, so SAZQW. Alright, so as you can see, I didn't use any mouse controls there, I just hit. And look how smooth that runs. That actually runs so buttery smooth. Oh, that's just beautiful. I have to admit, that is pretty wonderful. Yes, my arena. I haven't spent any Lapis yet, so I'm falling in the ranks. Alright, but before we do that, let us try one other thing. I still have 3. This will be a little bit of an extended video, showing off a little bit of how good the PC version runs. And the other thing I want to show off is just the idea of chaining, because chaining has always been difficult on the PC, what with the mouse controls. But look how accurate that chaining is between Rutineras. It also, not only that, but it seems like it takes less PC processing power, which is super nice because BlueStacks kind of eats it up. Okay, now it's a bad run. Okay, now I can abandon this. Alright, so let's go in here. So, as always, the other thing that was added to this is that you can also control on the map with the directional arrows, which makes it just so much smoother controlling. Although you still need to click the options with that. Okay, it's not perfect yet. Scroll down through thousands of units. Everything's out of order again. It drives me insane. Yes, that's right. We're going to be doing this again. Takes a little bit of time to get used to the keys, but... $59! I have never gotten a perfect 59 chain with Runeterra ever. Oh, bugger. I forgot to reload. Oh well. Whoops, wrong one. Use that. Go in defense. Alright, so let us start. Let us just see if we can hit a high amount of damage to close out this video. Alright, send him up. Up we go! Alright, limit burst. Chaining skill. Alright, so gotta go W, S, A, Z, A, Z. Okay, we hit the low percentage, but in terms of chaining on the PC, that was beautiful. That was beautifully smooth. So I gotta say, if you are looking to get rid of those emulators, then now's the time, because the PC version is absolutely spot on beautiful. And so that is all for this video. I will see you in the next one. Ooh, does this feel good right now.